I keep getting these OBS errors, and I did everything I could to fix it last night, and I did fix it and did a test. So I clicked go live just to make sure it would go live, and it was doing the thing, and it went live. It was doing the thing, so I stopped it. I was like, great, we're good to go. And then today, it wouldn't let me. I changed over my restreaming service. I was using a different provider for streaming multi-platform. I changed to a different one, and I think it has an integrated setting for vertical for streaming on things like TikTok. And I had something manual installed on OBS previously to stream on TikTok, and I think that they're butting heads. So I opted not to go live on TikTok just now, and that seems to fix the problem. But I could go live on TikTok. It just would be formatted for horizontal as opposed to vertical until I fix that problem. So I will fix that problem, but that is not a fix for today, at least not for prior to streaming. I will fix it tonight. Anywho, I'm a girl named Ron. Thank you for visiting my channel, whether you're on Twitch or YouTube. I also normally have music playing in the background, but I'm working on fixing those playlists too, because some of the songs I previously had get muted in the VODs, and I want to avoid that. So I have to manually go through and fix those playlists up. But today we're just yapping, and hopefully we can fix those issues efficiently later. Okay. Let me get up another doc here. I think would be useful. I'm going to open up another window. Before we start up on our deck building today. Wait. Okay, I have plans for 3 decks. I don't know where I want to go with them. I don't even know where to start. I want to build Stiltskin, which is a mono white Final Fantasy commander, and I don't know that I can. I don't know that I have enough cards that would go with him. Like, he's a 1-drop mono white commander, and I feel like he might be excuse me. Excuse me. He might be better placed in a deck as opposed to leading a deck, but he is a legendary, so I'd really like to make him work, though I'm not sure that he will. But we'll see. I would also like to build Loot, which is a 3-color commander in my 3 least played colors, and also Storm, which is exactly the same colors, but a completely different mechanic. So I might start with Loot. I have no idea how I want to build him. Let's see. Which Loot now? It was the Pathfinder, the Aether Drift one. Now I'm curious to see what the other loots are. Like if I want to make it a loot deck, you know? At the beginning of your upkeep, exile the top X cards of your library, where X is the number of card types among other non-land permanents you control. You may play those cards each turn. I kind of like that. I feel like we could throw in another loot. I think it's flavorful to have the loot cards. It would be kind of funny to like throw in all the looters, but there's not a lot that are like super amazing for this deck. Um, this would be great if I'm playing cards from discard. I just kind of hate the idea of discarding 2 cards. Um, this is cool because it's unblockable. I'm gonna toss it in, though I'm not married to it. I'm also gonna put it in Faithless Looting, just cause. Alright, we've got Double Strike, Vigilance Haste. We can exhaust, activate each exhaust ability only once. Now, does that mean like ever? Or. Right, because I would like to deal a lot of damage many times. Let's look that up. Exhaust ability. Once per permanent. What if he like goes to the command zone and comes back? Then would he be able to activate those again? Let's see. Because then maybe he's not the best commander. Maybe the key to everything is the better commander. And the Pathfinder is good in the deck. And we're still in the same colors, so. Okay. If a permanent with an exhaust ability that's already been activated leaves the battlefield and then returns, it's a new object with a new instance of its exhaust ability. That exhaust ability can be activated. Okay, that changes things. So perhaps we want to be able to like blink loot to make at least a couple times to make his ability usable again. Is that something we want to do? Yeah, loot and bounce. That makes sense to me. Okay. Whenever you cast an uncreature spell. Yeah, that's good because it's a permanent. Alright, we've got the land loot, so we want to be able to play a lot of lands. We've got a card draw ability. Let's see. What can I Well, I know I'm gonna want a Soul Ring. I know I'm gonna want a Signet. I'll probably want something like a Felwar Stone. If I'm drawing cards, I might want a decanter for like no max hand size. Add 1 mana of any color. I kind of like that. I need to like open my Joda deck because that's the one that I have the most lands in of like multicolor. And then I could find like the names of things. I do probably want Command Tower and Command Beacon because I could bounce him to hand with that too. So let's do Command Tower, Command Beacon, Reliquary Tower. I definitely want an Arcane Lighthouse and a Homeward Path because I put those in everything. That doesn't work. That doesn't work. It's the Ketria Triome that works. I like the untap ability of Minimo. So let's go Ketria and Minimo. I don't really think Rogue's Passage is going to be valuable in this, so I'm not going to put that in. I guess that one Triome is pretty much the one. Well, I don't know if I want to be doing a lot of looting. I know I want to be drawing and adding mana. I kind of also want to play off of that 3 damage. Like, I kind of want to increase my pinging and make that 3 damage more. Like all those pingy red cards. Hola, ¿qué tal? ¿Cómo le va? I'm building loot and I don't know what I'm doing. I feel like we should. Let's see. Something like a scroll rack might be handy because that way I know what I'm getting. But I'm not married to that yet either. Okay, let's look at my one and only green deck bin. Because there's stuff in here that I'm gonna need. Dolmen Gate is always good. I just love that card so much. Staff of Completion could be good, but I'm not really using Proliferate, so that's kind of like not really useful. Okay. I kind of like these fog effects, prevent damage. I wouldn't want too much. I like a... I mostly just want like stuff that I could search for more lands, like revisits and stuff like that. Cultivate. Okay. So I want a 3 visits. I want to cultivate, and I want a fog. I'll probably want a counter spell. I don't know that I want to get into Pact. I mean, I think this is going to end up a 4. I typically build 3s and 4s. I thought about Strionic, but I thought about it for my Storm deck. I actually have a funny idea for Storm. I have a better idea of where I want to go with Storm than with Loot. But let's see. Yeah, I thought about stuff that lets me untap and blink for sure. And also I want to play off of that damage. So I'll toss a lightning bolt in there just for funsies. What are the game changers in this color? Psych Rift, Expropriate, Force of Will, Fierce Guardianship, Rhystic Study, Thassa's Oracle. I don't even think Jin is like would do anything in this. Did I misspell it? I sure did. Jin Jitex. 1 N. Yeah, I guess it would, but it's so expensive. Like, I just don't think that I need something like that in here. Maybe a Rhystic Study. Which I don't even think is that nasty. I'm not trying to get, like, crazy. Force of Will. I don't even care that much about Force of Will. I do like a Fierce Guardianship, though. It's a little limited, but, let's see. Do I want a pact? I guess I could pact. I could always change them around. Let me focus. Hold on. Nature's Lore, I didn't do yet. Or Rampant Growth. Alright, just because things can be costly in this deck, so I want to make sure that I am prepared. Okay, I think that's all I need from there. Jessica's Will and Underworld Breach. It is really good. I might take it out. If it comes to like keeping something that makes the deck more flavorful or keeping Jessica's Will, I'll take out Jessica's. I don't really need Underworld Breach. And green, Survival of the Fittest, Warren Klex, and Gaia's Cradle. I'm not playing any of those. I don't even know what Survival of the Fittest does. No, I don't need that. I will need more creatures for sure, but I don't even know where I want to go with the creatures. I need creatures for like attackers and blockers, but how did you kill somebody with a soul ring? At the moment, if I'm gonna pick blinking cards, then it's gonna be this loot. Because I want to make sure I can use his exhaust ability a lot. And if I change the loot that I'm doing, then I wouldn't include all those blinking cards. It would be one of the 3 colors, definitely not the green one. This little guy, the 3 drop one. At the beginning of your upkeep, exile the top X cards of your library, where X is the number of card types among other non-land permanents you control. So this guy's going to care about card types. So the most you can draw at a time is probably like 5, let's say. Maybe, if you're lucky. Not even, right? Because you could have creatures, artifacts, enchantments, lands, and maybe a planeswalker. So you're looking at 3 or 4. So this would have to be filled with like lots of different types of things to maximize that ability, but also like extra mana stuff so that you could pay for it. But I really kind of want to make this guy work, Loot the Pathfinder, but I want to be blinking him in and out, I would think. I don't think playing white is a problem. I love playing white. I actually play quite a bit of black too. Like I have several mono black decks. So I think my second most played color is black. It used to be, I guess when I was like a baby deck builder, I used to build, my first deck was mono blue, my second deck was colorless. My um subsequent decks, I don't remember the order, but I think I built a Stranger Things 4-color deck. And it was everything but green because I hated green. And then I got into building a lot of white, which I loved. And then I built like one Selesnya deck, which I liked. I enjoyed it, but it was like very white heavy. And then I built a couple Azorius decks. So between like colorless 4-color and then the one Selesnya deck I was playing mostly white and blue. And then I built a Skithrix deck, which is mono black. And then I built a Toxrill deck, so that was black and blue. And then I started building a lot more black. So I ended up, I think my top 3 played colors are white, black, and blue, but white for sure is the most, and black is the second most. And red and green have always been the least. So I've been trying to build a bit more in the colors that I'm less familiar with, though I do have some familiarity. I do build in these, but I rarely they don't call to me as much as like white or black decks do. All right, let's see what the chat says. Um Seedborn Muse and Wilderness Reclamation. All right. Seedborn Muse, Wilderness Reclamation. Okay. I'm gonna need more creatures to do the damages. I kind of like, I like that he has double strike and haste and vigilance. Like, he has a lot of stuff already. So I kind of maybe want to protect him a bit. What's the thing that gives Shroud the artifact? Whisper Silk Cloak. Though I did remember liking this Silver Shroud costume. But the alright. Enters the battlefield, attach it to, like, this auto attaches. I'm gonna toss both of them in. Though this is crazy. Like, Greaves is nice, but because it also has a 0 cost, but it does nothing for loot because loot already has haste. So I might use it for something else. You think the boots? I almost never put boots or greaves in decks. Almost never anymore. I used to in the beginning when I first started deck building. I would put them in everything because it was just like what I was taught to do. But now I just never include them. All right. I'm sure there are also other useful lands that we could be tossing in that I'm missing. Like, I like lands that do things. So like this one, the Minimo, you pay 1, tap it, untap target legendary permanent. I like lands that have purpose, but I'm not familiar with lands in these colors, like lands that have abilities in these colors, aside from like really blue. Okay. So I want to do some blinking things. Like, I want to do like maybe a flicker. Is that not? Oh, that's not the one. What's it called in blue? There's a blue one that's like a flicker. I forgot what it's called. And I forgot what deck I have it in. Maybe it was this one. I think there was like a... There was like this poison blue deck I kind of wanted to try out, but it wasn't for EDH. It was for a different format. I might have deleted it. Or maybe I never put it in Moxfield. Maybe it's like still one of those million tabs in my phone. You want me to put in Thassa? Which one? This one, Deep Dwelling. I also kind of like the idea of like untapping loot. So I want to. All right, here's the deal. I need more creatures that are going to be useful and do things. I need more blinking things. And that's the priority. Let's see where that deck is. I feel like I just closed something, but I didn't mean to. Okay. Ghostly Flicker. No, that's exile 2 target artifacts, creatures, and or lands you control and return those cards to the battlefield. Yeah, so Ghostly Flicker, and there's a lot of combos with Ghostly Flicker. I knew it was called Flicker, but I was like, what am I missing? There's a blue one. I think it's like Archaeomancer. Yeah, Cloud of Fairies, Archaeomancer, Peregrine Drake. Like untap 5 lands, return instant or permanent from your graveyard. Where's the Ghostly Flicker here? If an artifact or creature entering the battlefield causes a triggered ability of a permanent you control to trigger, that ability triggers an additional time. Mystic Sanctuary sounds good. Why am I not finding the Ghostly Flicker? Like it says combos using Ghostly Flicker, but then they're not like not here. All right, this is one. Ghostly Flicker must be in hand. Peregrine Drake must be on the battlefield. Eternal Witness must be on the battlefield. You control up to 5 lands that can tap to produce at least 2 in a blue. Infinite blinking, infinite ETB, infinite landfall triggers, infinite LTB, infinite magecraft triggers, infinite mana lands you control can produce, infinite storm count, infinite untap of lands you control. Which would be wild in Storm. I'm gonna keep that open. I don't know if I want to use it in loot, but I might use it in Storm. Rexage. Deadeye Nav. Conjurer's Closet. Where's my mouse? Yeah, I like that. I like Conjurer's Closet. I have that in something. Wow, this is so many. Kind of like a braid. What are those red cards that ping people for damage? I know I put a bunch in. I also kind of want like big hitters like Ancient Bronze. Like those dragons. Ancient Copper. Isn't there another one? Isn't there one for like each color? Yeah, isn't there a blue one that rolls a die as well? Snap, yes. I like Snap. I'm gonna add some placeholder lands just to know how many cards I have left. Heh, Forest Bear. Look at him. He's such a goofy guy. An island. Alright. Let's do like, why isn't this going? Oh yeah, it is. Alright, we'll start with 34. So we're at 69 main deck, and that gives us the opportunity to add 31 more. There's another dragon I'm forgetting. What the hell is the blue one? Snap. Alora, Mary, Thief. Whenever you attack up to one targeted. Okay, yeah, I like that. That's fun. Baron Master. What'd it do? I like that less because it's 2 blue pips, and I kind of want to keep the pips down in like such a multicolor deck, with the exception of like biggins like these guys. I'm going nuts. Like there's a blue one of these. There's a white one, a red one, a green one. I feel like there's one in every color, isn't there? Or am I going crazy? What the hell is it called? And they all care about like rolling d20s. What do you mean? Silver. See? Why do they just call it blue? Ancient blue dragon. Yeah, I think that's just like silly goose hours. That's the one. You got there, F-bomb. Oh, I forgot Steve. Right? Is that not it? Am I wrong? What the hell is Steve's name again? No, that's not Steve. What am I doing? I'm thinking of something else. Does it look gross? I feel like it's not. I feel like it's not yet what I want it to be. And I'm doing like I only have like 28 more cards I can put in. That is Steve? Why doesn't it okay. It just doesn't look like the Steve I know. Okay. I'm not used to this art. I forgot he was a snake. I was like, snake shaman, that's not right. Okay. No, I know you mean in a good way. I don't see there's something that's not connecting at all, and I want it to connect. And I'm also red light, and I need a lot more red in this. I need to even it out. Look how light this is. 36%, 33%, 15%. So all those red cards I'm hoping for. I'm going to look at my Veronica deck because that's really the only my only hope. That's the only thing I worked like super hard to learn red shenanigans on. All right, I do have a Blasphemous Act, which I hate. Like I don't like having to do that. I like Mana Geyser. Vandal Blast could be useful. So let's add Mana Geyser. Let's add a Vandal Blast. In case somebody's like got like treasure crazy or, you know, making a bunch of like tokens or something. I do kind of like Descent into Avernus. Speeds things up. Mm. Oh, I have to take the dock side out. I forgot that was even in there. It is really useful in that deck, though. Where is the pinging stuff? There's a lot of artifact stuff in here. That's when an artifact enters, it deals damage. Hmm. Unexpected Windfall could be good. Dousing Device was one of my preview cards for Ixalan, and I kind of love it, but it's really, really artifact heavy, so not really doing much for me in this deck. Oh yeah, I could put Roaming Throne in instead of the Dockside, so I'll just do that while I'm here. Now it's fair and legal. Kind of like the Mines of Moria. I do like Vesuva because if an opponent has like a crazy land, you can copy it. So that's kind of a fun land to have. Um, let's see. Oh, what was it? Was it this one? It was Descent, I considered. Um, 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 Fiery Temper. Hmm. We'll toss Descent in here just for now. Because I like it, and I need more red cards in here. Alright, let's look at red. Um, um, um. How many are we looking at? Oh god, there's so many results. Okay, so at the beginning of each upkeep, if no spells were cast last turn, transform Afflicted Deserter. When this creature transforms into a werewolf, you may destroy target artifact. If that artifact is put into a graveyard this way, werewolf deals 3 damage to the artifact's controller. At the beginning of each upkeep, if a player casts 2 or more spells last turn, transform him back. I might like this. I might toss this in there. Um, I like the Hellkite, but it's costly. Are there any like sagas or something that you guys can think of that might be good for this? I'm kind of drawing a blank because I'm so unfamiliar with these colors. And I kind of like, rather than single use, I kind of like things that will consistently deal the damage, like whenever something happens. I like this, and I like flyers, so what's the thing that lets you play extra lands per turn? You can play an additional land. I like this is multi-use. You got your cards. Let me know what you think, if they're all good. When Brash Haunter is dealt damage, it deals that much damage to target. No. Kind of like dealing X damage to people because it's within my control. Though we're only in the Bs. Like, I feel like there's so much to go through. I would like a couple more blinking cards. I would like some more damage cards. What is happening? Oh, thank you for subbing with Prime. I appreciate you so much. Thank you. And I put up like new little things that pop up, so that's exciting. I am brewing Loot right now. Loot, the Aether Drift one. I want to do blinking and pinging. Blinking and pinging. That's kind of like a big plan. I want to be able to untap if possible. So I'm going to write this down because... And I want to play extra lands, so that is something that I need to look for as well before we finalize this deck. So we're doing blinking, pinging, untap, extra lands. That's what I'm looking for. Then I'm going to build Storm. And then I'm going to try to build Stiltskin. Sorry, my bagel is in a really crunchy wrapper. And it's right next to the mic. It's probably so annoying. But New Jersey girls gotta have bagels. It's a Saturday morning tradition. Alright. On to the seas. I don't really want to get into planeswalkers, I don't think. Unless there's something like super optimal. But I don't want to just pick something that fits like one little theme, you know? If I'm putting a planeswalker in here, I'd want it to be like absolutely rad. Like, in my Captain Sisay deck, I do have a Gaia's Cradle in it, and I have a Yavimaya, and I have a Garruk that untaps 2 target lands. And so, like, untapping a Gaia's Cradle is always pretty incredible. But that feels like too conditional, you know? Like, it just would... It would be too... It would have to be under the right conditions where this would go off well. And I don't think it's worth it, necessarily, for Garruk in the deck. Though that's the only thing I could think of as far as, like, planeswalker benefit. And Trample is nice. I guess I could put, what's that? Stampede? Or, what's that card? Overwhelming Stampede or something? Both. I want to take advantage of loot. I want to blink loot in and out so that I could take advantage of all of his abilities more than once. But I also would like to ping people as much as possible, because so much of my deck is going to revolve around, like, loot that I'm worried that I'm not going to have enough attacking power. And I'm very unfamiliar with these colors, like, compared to black and white. So I don't know a whole lot off the top of my head that is, like, obscure, that wouldn't be something that people play all the time. So. Like, rather than an instant or sorcery, I would rather cards that ping people repeatedly, like an ability, whenever something happens. My 2 bagel pieces are sliding apart. I have Thoughts of Deep Dwelling and Conjurer's Closet, yeah. I'm going to open up a second window of this deck. So I can keep that other page open. I'm sorry. Perforos. Okay. And that would be good because if I'm blinking loot, he's going to be entering a bunch. I kind of like this one. Because I could choose to blink this guy instead of loot, perhaps. Um, Drakaseth is pretty good. Costly, but good. Not target creature. We don't want that. That might be okay. X damage to any target feels good. Let me finish reading this page. And then I'll get back to the chat. Okay. Bye. Have a good night. All right. Rhythm of the Wild. Ah. That sounds like a green card to me. I feel like you're a green player. Oh, hey, it's red and green. Impact Tremors. Yeah, I like that. I'm gonna search here. What's the wording for play an extra land? Play an additional land, or I like Azusa. Whenever likeness of the seeker becomes blocked. Yeah, that's fun. Mm. Dryad of the Elysian Grove. I like that. And I like this one, Exploration. Flubs, you may play an additional land on each of your turns. Whenever you play land or cast a spell, draw a card. If you have no cards, otherwise discard it. I kind of like Flubs. I feel like he could do something in this deck. Um, and the other loot does that too. I like enchanting lands because that doesn't often go away. All right. So we've done the extra lands. I could do with some more blinking. I think we've gotten quite a bit of pinging. I could do with some more blinking and maybe untap stuff. Though I'm less enthusiastic about untap. I feel like that would be a benefit, but not like a necessity. I did put oh, I thought I put Oracle. I guess I did not. Retreat to Koraheim. Retreat to Coral Helm. Wow, the text is really tiny on my computer. Yeah, that's perfect because it synergizes with the landfall as well, so it's great. All right, we need 9 more cards. I could do with a couple more creatures. Maybe something like I like these big dragons and I like flyers. I like stuff that does big damage but also has a purpose. Like something else happens when they're there. And some more blinking maybe and untap. I didn't put a crater hoof in here, but I guess I could. Why not? Um, the thing is that I don't have, like, this is great in token decks, because if you have, like, a bajillion creatures, then it does a lot. But I don't have that many creatures, so the plus is not going to be that great, I don't think. Um, but why not? You know? Let's toss it in there. Where's my phone? I also am expecting, there was somebody who wanted to jump in and build Storm with me today, so just checking that they haven't messaged. All right. As far as like blinking, I really only have things. I only have a few things like Ghostly Flicker. I did put up this combo, which is infinite blinking, infinite ATB, infinite landfall, infinite LTB, infinite magecraft, infinite mana lands you control can produce, infinite storm count, infinite untap of lands you control. It's a bit tough to pull off, especially because it's really recognizable combo, and I'm not tutoring for it. I'm gonna keep looking at this red list in the meantime. I think this is so funny. Flick a coin deals 1 damage to any target, create a treasure token, and draw a card. I feel like it's kind of funny. I'm gonna toss it in, and if I have to take it out later, I will. Uh, mm -mm. That's kind of funny. Because it's got Menace. At the beginning of your upkeep, you may create a treasure token. When you do, target opponent creates a tapped treasure token. Whenever Generous Plunderer attacks, it deals damage to defending player equal to the number of artifacts they control. That could be funny. That's why I like searching these things. It shows me so many cards that, like, I never see in play, or I never got familiarized with myself was this little snowman. I've seen him before, but he's so cute. I do like a grape shot, but I'm not casting a bunch of spells. But this would be good in Storm, in the Storm deck. Because it's already got Storm, but then it gets Storm again? Displace and Blur and Cavern Horde. Okay. Displace, Blur, Cavern Horde. Let me make sure it's up to date. Okay, now we're over. But I'm not done looking at the red because I kind of still want to go through it just for a sec. There's so many. I have found so many like fun, silly things going through this. This is so funny. If a target player has exactly 10 life, Hidetsugu's second right deals 10 damage to them. I think that's hilarious. Look at this little guy. He's so cute. I definitely don't want to get into sagas, that's for sure. But also, we're at 34 lands. I could potentially just like cut one land and it'll be even, and then we have to make no cuts. I feel like that's pretty good. Yeah, I might like give it another look and edit it. I have to see how it plays. But I feel like I'm happy with it so far. It's a good core. And we can move on to deck 2. I'll start to try to build Stilt Skin because I think I need the most help on that. I kind of have like a good idea of where I want to go with Storm. I didn't really know where I wanted to go with Loot or Stilt Skin, so let's try to do that. It's mostly like search wording that I need. Okay, so this is Stiltskin. He's a Final Fantasy commander. He's a 1-drop with lifelink. Target opponent gains control of another target permanent you control. If they do, you draw a card. I want to give people things that hurt them for owning things outside of their control. But I don't know if there's enough in white to be able to do that. I also kind of thought it would be fun to like throw in cards with gift ability, which there aren't that many in white, but like gift of food, gift a card, gift a card. Yeah, there's only like a few. Gift a tapped fish. Yeah, so even after putting in like all the possible gift cards in this color, there's only 9. So, what do we think? What can I search for like cards that hurt my opponents, or like if they are playing something that's like outside of their own control? I can't think of the wording for it. All right, I need to figure this out. I'm trying to find where I had it. I can't find it now. It was like somebody had like a god awful Blim deck, and they would keep like putting things into their opponent's control, and like I don't know what to search in the text. Like if this is gonna give me like if you control some other thing, I just can't think of it. um you know what I think might be funny is, wait, I have an idea. Is there a way to search for a land in white? I like that as well. Ah, I don't think so, but we'll see. Like a specific land, I mean. There's 2 basic land cards, 2 basic plains. I kind of like that, though I like land tax a little better. Expedition map, that's it. Because it just says a land card and it doesn't say which one. I like Knight of the White Orchid, I like land tax. Basic, basic, basic. Because I think it would be fun. Definitely putting a path in there. I think it would be fun to like things like a Johnny's Welcome that gain you life every time something comes into your battlefield. I think it would be fun to kind of have a homeward path and gift everybody all my creatures and then like tap homeward path and get them back and then gain the life for that. And if there's I know that usually like aristocrats is Orzhov. So like I don't know that there's a way to like ping people in mono white without the black component, but let's see. Thank you for redeeming a channel point. Basic land. I like a solemn. I like searching for a land card. Yeah, Weathered Wayfarer. Okay. I do want to add Trouble in Pairs and Smothering Ties because I'm a gross person. I do want Homeward Path, Reliquary Tower, Nykthos Shrine because we're in mono. Arcane Lighthouse. Let's see, let's see. I guess I can put a swords. I will not put a farewell. Absolutely not. Anointer Priest. I like. I like Authority of Consuls. I'm not doing zombies. I kind of think Blessed Sanctuary is hilarious. Do you like Cage Sun? Cathar's Crusade would be good. I don't want to just like fill it chock full of these things. I could do like a Felidar Guardian. I think Felidar Guardian's probably a good fun choice. I like that this is just a 1-drop. Let's see. Let's open up another one. So I can still have the search open like I did the last time. Alright, also, I like Norn's Annex. I like Dolmen Gate. Felidar Guardian was what I thought, right? Whether Wayfarer's in there, Zedru. I don't know how to spell it. Can't find it. There was something else that came to mind, but now I can't think of it. It like came and went, slipped my mind. There was something I saw while scrolling that made me think of it. Oh, like White Sun's Zenith, right? Is that the one I'm thinking of? Maybe it's not. Hold on. No, that's not the one. What's the one, like the white crater hoof? I always forget what it's called. Uh, God, I always forget what it's called. I'm just gonna look white crater hoof. Yep, I knew it would come up. Moon Shaker Cavalry. Okay. Like a Soul Warden. Like Suture Priest. I'm not doing creature types, so the banner's not gonna do anything for me. Alright. Now, let's see if I can. I don't know if that search is good enough. And probably not, because it's only coming up with. Like, I could toss Bontu's Monument in there. I'm not playing black, but the other half of it works. Whenever you cast a creature spell, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. But I don't know if it's super worth it. This could be fun. If an item changes control, is it re-entering the battlefield? Because it says you gain when Inquisitor Exarch enters the battlefield, choose one. You gain 2 life or target opponent loses 2 life. So is that something? Is it re-entering the battlefield in that case? Let's see. Okay. So it doesn't. So we're not going to bother with that. At the beginning of each end step, each opponent loses life equal to the number of tapped creatures you can. Hmm. Okay, I think I also want to put in the One Ring. Okay. I'm definitely gonna need more creatures, which I have to think about. I have to think about where I want to go with that. And as far as lands, I know that there are other white lands I want to put in here, but I am gonna just fill it with plains in the meantime, just so I see how far I have to go with empty spaces in the deck. Let's go 34 lands for now. Alright, so we've got 25 spaces left. And I wanted to look this up again. Why do only colorless come up when I know that there are cards that lose your opponent's life? I don't know. I think my problem is the wording. Like, I'm not sure what to look up. I think that's kind of fun. Why not? Was this deliberate? Did they make Booby Trap look like a booby? Because it does. Well, in this case, enter. This is kind of fun, this old ass thing. I do love an Igonjo, so I'll toss that in there. Why not? Elish Norn. I could probably also build this, like if I'm unsatisfied with this, I could also build this as like a treasure heavy deck or something and then just give away a treasure here or there. But I kind of think like giving away nasty creatures is funny if I'm like pinging them when I get them back. attacking creatures. That could be funny. I like these weird old cards. That's a fun art. Skull Catapult. I do like a stuffy doll combo. Let's see. Yeah, stuffy doll Guilty Conscience. And Pariah Shield stuffy doll. Alright, let's go with alright. Okay, I'm gonna take that out. I'm gonna go to, let's do a Pariah Shield. I think I added Stuffy Doll already. Let's add Pariah. Nope. Let's add Guilty Conscience. Let's add a Mother of Ruins. Let's add Enlightened Tutor. We haven't even added Soul Ring or Arcane Signet. I'm losing my marbles. Soul Ring, Arcane Signet, Pearl Medallion. Maybe like, oh. Is there search for creature type thing? Let's search for a Planeswalker. That's pretty useful, but not in this deck. Okay. At least it'll get me what I need. It's costly, but it'll do, I think. Okay, it's not a vampire. Mm. Oh, it's an enchantment. Guess I could use it. Converted mana costs 1 or less. I think Stuffy Doll is 2. Oh, even more. 5? Is that? 5. Yikes! But it was less. Alright. Toughness 2 or less. That it does. Yeah. I do like Settle the Wreckage and Comeuppance. Garza Saga could be good. Okay, now I've forgotten what I said earlier. There was something I knew I kind of wanted to toss in, but now I don't remember what it was. But we have some room here. I also kind of want to like protect stuff on my board that would matter, like Stuffy Doll. Like I could toss in a commander's plate and it would have protection from all colors. Or like an All That Glitters or something. This could kind of be funny. commander's plate, the only thing is that because Stuffy Doll's not a commander, it would be really expensive to equip to him. I could brave the elements. Oh snap. I didn't realize that that was a commander's plate. Forgot about that. I haven't even opened mine. Oh, I should use it to Fairy's protection as well, which I didn't put in there. All right, let's see. No, it was Sarah's emissary, I think I wanted to put in, not in all that glitters. Yeah. And I do have a Mother of Runes. Alright, I've got space for 2 more things, and I am super artifact heavy, which I normally am. Maybe 3 things, because I could possibly cut a land. Bye! Have a good day! Alright, I feel like I have to think on it. I've built 2 decks. I still have some improving to do. I have to edit loot. And then I'm going to get together with my friend and see if he wants to build Storm later tonight. So I'm writing that on my to-do list. Edit loot and stilt skin. And we'll see where that takes us. You know? Hello! What's up, Squidman? I built stilt skin and loot. The loot needs, I think, a bit of improvement. I have like a search list up because I wanted to go through those reds and see. And I'm 2 cards short on stilt skin, though I'm not sure if this is exactly where I want it to go. I have a couple game plans here. I have some life gain and life drain in here a little bit. It's not quite aristocrats because it's mono white. But he also gives control of another permanent I control. And if they do take it, I draw a card. Well, I mean, I don't know why it says if they do, because I feel like they have to, right? I guess unless it's countered or something. Like target opponent gains control of another target permanent you control. So I give something away. If they do, I draw a card. I kind of want to give away creatures and then like tutor for Homeward Path and get them back from them so that they never get to like really use them. And then I want benefits for things entering my battlefield. But I also put a couple Stuffy Doll combos in there just to make sure that there's a game ender. So it's a bit all over the place, but I feel like it'll get there. This is a Final Fantasy card. It was just really newly previewed, and there might be some stuff in the Final Fantasy set that helps with this, but it basically is just a 1-drop little guy that gives things away. And I want to give things to people and punish them for it. I want to like give things away under the guise of like, oh, you're getting this thing, but haha, just kidding. I'm taking it back. a lot of people are putting this in the 99, but because he's legendary, I feel like there's got to be a good use for him. And I haven't quite figured out if this is it yet, but it's a start. But I also built loot, which is outside of my comfort zone because it's like the 3 colors that I play the least. And he is about where I want him to be. He's at 101 cards, but I could always cut a land or cut one thing in between. He's about where I want him to be. But I'm going to look up a few other options just in case I want to swap some things out. So I care about landfall. I care about pinging my opponents. He has 3 exhaust abilities, which in Aether Drift, you can only use once per character. However, if the character leaves and returns, the exhaust abilities are returned. So I want to blink him because he also has double strike, vigilance, and haste. So he can be used right away. I either add 3 mana of any color, draw 3 cards, or deal 3 damage to any target. And I kind of wanted to choose things that capitalize on that, but I also wanted some big old creatures that also do other things to give me some other benefits. And also, if like loot gets removed so many times that it's just impossible to get him back, I still have ways of doing things with the other creatures that I have in here. So yeah, it's pretty good. We have been here for a couple hours now. So just about roughly an hour per deck. And I also want to build Storm today, but I had a friend who wanted to build it with me because he built her for CEDH, and he wanted to help me build like a tough bracket 4, but not so CEDH. And he wanted to build it for himself as well because he normally builds CEDH, so he wanted to build something that was like more table friendly. He wanted to hop on at 3, he said, but I haven't heard from him, so I might be back on later tonight to do Storm because I kind of like don't want to do it without him. I feel bad, and I feel really satisfied that we built 2 decks today. So I think that's really good. Stiltskin though, I probably will wait on playing until Final Fantasy comes out because I want to see if there are cards that kind of synergize with him or work with that mechanic a bit better. But I don't really have any plans tonight, so I'm hoping to come back. So I hope to see you all later. Have a great night. I am gonna raid into Base Messiah. Let's go to my dashboard because I'm not in there. Hee hee. I'll raid over to Base Messiah. Let's hang in there and say hello to him before we go. I would love to support my friends and send them over a nice healthy raid. So just gotta find him. Where is he? There he is. Ugh, I clicked on his. Everything on my computer is so freaking small. So hard to see. There we go. Go, 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 go. Thank you all so much for being here. Have a great night if I don't see you later, but I hope to. Bye!
Aquazots, like both of them.
I just don't even have like any infinites or anything like that in this deck. It really just goes wide.
I don't have any